I just need somewhere to stay for a little while. The lease is up. I don't got nowhere else to go right now.
I love you and I feel bad for you, but you can't live here.
Why not? You got a whole house.
Because I'm married. I don't have no other woman living in my house with my husband. I don't care if it's my sister.
Wow, okay.
All right, all right. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. We got a very great topic for y'all today, so make sure you tune in live. Share, subscribe. Excuse me, I'm trying to see if I can hear myself. All right. So today we got a good topic going on today, boundaries with sisters or even siblings. So, hey, make sure you don't miss a blink. Don't stop blinking because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on what they got to say about this. But before we get started, let's go ahead and bring in our host, Dwight.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How everybody doing out there? Yeah, this should be a good show, so I'm kind of interested in what everybody else has to say. So, hey, don't y'all go nowhere. Stay tuned. It's about to be very interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got that right. It's going to be very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And let's also bring in our co-host, Keisha. Is she there?
All right. Hello, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
Oh,
Yeah. We can hear you. I just
Can
don't
you
see you.
Are you invisible? Because we don't see you. You must be invisible.
turn the camera on until I get out the dark. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is going to be juicy. So sit back, go get your popcorn, and come on in the room.
Yeah.
Well.
And our motivational speaker, Kanisha.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Ready to tackle this topic here.
Hey.
Yes. So I'm pretty sure all of us have siblings that we came up with. I don't know anybody was an only child.
Nah. Nah,
No.
no, no.
Yeah, so we had that one sibling. We know that, we try to grow up close and try to have a certain bond. But according to that video, as y'all seen, her sister didn't have nowhere to go.
Mm. Yeah.
And she thought she can go find shelter with her own sister that she grew up with, that she felt loved her with everything in her. But she rejected her, telling her, I'm married. So, Kanisha, what is your thoughts on that when you saw that video with that there? Because we are talking about boundaries.
I can't say I agree with her. Like, I get her point and I understand why, but I think the boundary that should be set is more like a time limit, because that is your sister. That would bother me if my sister was put out and I had somewhere for her to sleep and she couldn't. But you ain't supposed to be sleeping here no month, 6 months, 3 months. Look, you got a whole week to figure this out. Then you're going to have to do something, because I am married. And it is a conversation to have with your husband and see how he feels about it as well. So, I mean, I understand, but then that's just not something I would do.
Exactly. I agree with you. Because when you say boundaries, I mean, I don't know, from her reaction is like she was shocked for one that she was even asking her that. So, Dwight, what's your opinion and I'll take on that video that you just seen with her rejecting her sister to get shelter there with her?
Well, I guess it depends because she knows her sister, so maybe she knows some things about her sister that she had done in the past, and that's probably why she didn't want her to stay there. But for me, if a family member needs a place to stay, and I got a roof, then yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll leave some ground rules down for sure, but I couldn't see myself, especially when it comes to a brother or sister, they need a place, even a friend. Especially I've been knowing somebody for a long time. I can't imagine shutting my door on them and having them sleep out in the street or in their car. But I will lay little ground rules. My house is your house. But don't mess with my sugar. Don't mess with whatever. Certain things like that. I guess it's maybe be easier if you're single, but it's different when you're married. So of course, if I was married, then of course I'd like to talk to my wife about it. But I will hopefully, work it out with my wife, and and times are hard, so I might give them 6 months. 6 months trying to get their stuff together. Need more time, then we'll talk about it. That's just me. So
I agree. I feel you on that. I feel you. And Keisha, I don't know if you was able to see the video, but the sister
I
was
saw a
trying
little, I could see a little bit of it, but
Okay, great.
I'm gonna
Tell us your opinion on it.
I'm gonna agree with both of them, with Dwight and Kanisha, because I think it's a little bit more than what we saw. I think it's something that the sister did, or it's a reason that the sister is not allowing her to stay. Like they may not have had a good, a good relationship. Even though one sister thought it was good enough for her to go and ask, the other sister, I think it's a hidden something going on. So if I was married, of course, I would talk to my husband, but I think we would have that set from the beginning, because family members are going to come. You never know what's going to happen. Like, what if it's your mom? What if it's, a child? Those things you should already have, discussed. Like, what if our family members come on both sides? What are we going to do? I wouldn't I don't have a sister like that, but I do have a brother, and I don't feel that he would turn me away. I don't feel, I wouldn't turn none of my family members away. It would be some ground rules, and no, you can't stay with me for a long time. But so I'm going to encourage you to get up, get on your feet, get your business handled so that you can go and do what you need to do. But I definitely wouldn't turn him away. I mean, we would have to have bad, bad blood in order for me to turn you away. And I'm so soft-hearted, I'd probably still let you stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't know. It kind of, that scene just kind of remind me when y'all got to talk. It remind me of that scene with Players Club with Diamond and Ebony.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, she allowed her favorite cousin to come down and stay with her. But I think the problem was that she didn't lay no boundaries, because she look up one day and she just walking around in front of her dude with panties and a shirt on. It kind of came in my mind right there. So, you do have to look at the mannerism of the sister as well, because you was like, oh no, you can't stay here. Like maybe she was a piece of work. You never know what her background was or what her history was with the family for her to have the type of reaction. But then on the flip side, you got to look at too, if she has a controlling husband that doesn't want the family there living, that could be a reason as well. She know good because she did shut the door behind her. I guess he was there, so he wouldn't hear. So, when you say boundaries, what comes to your mind? Because coming up as kids, you have that bond. Some siblings have that real strong bond. I know with Dwight, he has a twin. And with your twins, we hear stories about twins, like the good one, the bad one, and the one that's out, wild and one that's laid back.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference between childhood and now, y'all now grown men. So being a twin set, what kind of boundaries do you think y'all have set between each other, whether it has been spoken between each other or not spoken?
Well, shoot, with me, it don't have to be spoken because he knows how I am, just like I know how he is. We disagree on a lot of things, and bump heads on a lot of things, but we had that respect that we know nobody's gonna cross that line. And that's one thing we ain't got to worry about. We're not going to cross that line when it comes to if he has a woman, if I have a woman, what have you, that comes over or whatever. But when I have people at my house, I want them to feel welcome. I don't want nobody to feel like they have to walk on the eggshells. As long as we got that understanding, the boundaries and stuff, then we won't have a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, you better shut up. It's my house, boy. You say something else again, you out that door. It's not going to come to that. But that's what we're supposed to do, because in life, we don't know what's going to happen. We can be on top. We can be on the bottom. You might have to go stay with somebody. You don't know what's going to happen. You can lose your job, your money. You become sick to where you're sick and you don't have nothing. So what now? You're gonna shut the door on somebody? Even the ones that might even get on your nerves. So the only thing you would do is say, hey, I'm gonna do my best to help you so you can get your own place so you can ride up out of here. But I'm gonna help you get you there. It might take a little bit, but trust me, I'm gonna help you get you there. Because this is my world. I'm gonna be by myself. Just saying.
Now, Keisha, we know you gotta. I know you're a trip. You have a sister, and coming up in sisters, we sisters, you fight over stay out of my clothes, stay out of my makeup. Where is this at? Where's that at? Now that y'all grown women, what do you say is the difference between when y'all was childhood to now, and also setting boundaries within your relationship as sisters?
Well, she and I didn't connect until a little bit later, but I think it's because we're both adults now. I think we both kind of have like the same mindset in so many things. It's a lot of stuff that she doesn't even have to tell me. I set those boundaries for her, and vice versa. We don't really stay at each other's houses like that. Like if I invite her down, because she moved to Houston, if I invite her down, she'll probably go get a room. Now, if she invite me down, I ain't going to get no room. I ain't spending no extra money.
I know that's right.
But I know not to welcome. I know, she does have a husband. She does have kids. She just got a new grandbaby. So I know not to overstep my boundaries. It's like an unspoken energy that we share, to where we just know, okay, this will displease her. Okay, this will make her happy. This will displease her. You just have to know who you're dealing with. I have a brother, and he's very private. So he would probably be, not that he wouldn't welcome me, but he would probably be the last person on my list that I'm like, hey, can I come stay with you? Because I feel like I would be walking on eggshells, and I probably wouldn't be. But, him and his wife are very, very private. And I would feel awkward. I would feel like, hey, this ain't what I want to be. I can't be me. So you just got to know who you're dealing with, even if it's siblings. Everybody has their own temperament, their own way of doing things. I may get up noisy in the morning. They may like it quiet. So you just got to know what you're walking into before you actually get there.
Exactly. We want to welcome in first timer, Miss Queen D. Thank you a lot. She says that, hey, everyone, I'm new here. Heard a lot about the show, so I had to stop in. Thank you so much. Much love. Also, we have Lavette returning to us again. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, China. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, Kanisha, do you have a brother or sister?
I have a younger brother.
Yeah, I know how that is. So being an older sister, we know how brothers can be.
Hmm.
Thinking back when you was children compared to now as an adult, could you think of any boundaries that had to be set or any boundaries that need to be set compared to being as a child to even as an adult now?
Actually, with my brother, no. We pretty much mind each other's business. If he needs me, he'll tell me. If I need him, I'll tell him. But outside of that, we actually mind each other's business. I don't get involved in his relationships. He don't get involved in mine. Uh, I'm really close with my nephew's mother, even though they in and out, in and out, in and out. But no, I think it's kind of like for me, I know not to cross certain boundaries. The closest thing I could think of, so far as siblings, I have girlfriends that I call my sisters that I've known since 10th, ninth grade, some even kindergarten. So those are sisters at this point. And they all know that anytime they're in a relationship, I'm not coming to your house to chill all day and spend the night. I just had a conversation with my friend I've been friends with since 10th grade last week. She moved from the north side of Houston to now she stay directly in my apartments, in the front of my apartments. And I don't hardly go over there. She was like, why you don't come over there? Because you got a whole man over there. I'm not supposed to pop up at your door without no invite and just come on in there.
Woo, well,
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Lord.
Yeah, because I can say me
She said she,
personally.
oh
I
man.
Yes. I don't know. I was raised like that too. Like if somebody's husband's home, you don't need to be over there. Is disrespectful. And it's like even if I had a dude and his friend came over, I went out the room. I just went to another room. You know, but I could say I have siblings as well, and with my siblings, coming up, I'm the oldest. So being the oldest is like you're supposed to be the protector, you're supposed to be the overseer, you're the babysitter. So it's like compared to then to now, it's like I can honestly say I had to set boundaries. And the boundaries had to be set because they do feel like because you are their sister or you are their brother, that they still could do what they want, even being grown. Like, okay, you telling my husband or my dude that, oh, but that's my sister. I can do what I want. I can come over here if I want to. No, you cannot. So it's like boundaries did have to be set, even in saying that, stay out of my pockets. This is my business, versus when we were children, they would always just take my stuff. So, I was the oldest one that faced the middle child and baby child crisis. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a small break. And we're going to continue with the conversation. After this break, we'll have the phone line up. You want to call in, share your experience, or even just give your opinion. We're right here. So be right back.
What do you do when you have asked your sister to respect a boundary, she blows you off, so you do the nice thing and you remind her 3 separate times, blow off, blow off, blow off. Now she's coming around as if you've never had the conversation with her. Well, that would suck. But the cool thing about boundaries is that you're in control the whole time. Like, you know that if they can't honor it and change their behavior, you can change your behavior. For example, let's say your sister always shows up late and you are sick of it. You continue on with whatever you have planned, and then she can just join in whenever she shows up. Let's say she spreads your information to everyone in the family. It's not her news to share, and you don't want her to do that. You have to stop sharing so much with her. So now she said, I will not honor it, in so few words. So now it's on you to uphold your own boundary.
All right, all right, all right. Make sure y'all tune in next Friday as Grown Man Talking Incorporated comes back to your screens. Non-bystander assault. How is a man supposed to handle a situation when they're hit by a woman they do not even know in public? Listen what the men have to say about this. And also, don't forget, next Saturday, same time, same place, family game day, game night, more or less. We will have a nice time talking, conversation, laughter. Hey, join in with us. Also, if you're a poet and you know it, this is the place for you. We have the 2026 Powerful Poet Contest going on. We have been going on since 2022, been prosperous at it, and we thank God for this because we had some powerful poets. All are winners. We have no losers. It's just a chosen one. So you never know. Enter your video. You need more details, contact myself, Spicy Gray, or either Dwight Robinson, and we can fill you in. But hey, I'm excited about this, so let's get it on.
Yeah.
Okay, Dwight.
Well,
I don't know. It's like sometimes I can relate to some of this stuff that they talk about, especially when it comes out of siblings. But what is your intake on what you just seen in the video where she says they ignore the boundaries?
Well, okay. How can I say this? Many moons ago. Yeah, many moons ago. Now I had a friend. Now, him and his wife, the sister came to stay over. You know, usually back in the day, went to his house and played some spades and dominoes. So the sister, she kind of like, hey, this is what I heard because I ain't hear from the sister. This is what I heard from my husband. Gave us some rules on, kind of check yourself. You don't be wearing a bunch of less clothes around the house because I'm married, plus got little kids in the house. Now, me and my boys, we go to the place and play a couple of spades and dominoes because she the wife was understanding. Yeah, send the boys over there, y'all play, have your fun. We're not gonna even mess with y'all. Do your thing. Now, hello, somebody's there. So while we at the table, playing cards, we get distracted. That's right, we got distracted. And when I mean Spicy, she came in there with some, I don't know what it was. It was something like a lace see-through. I guess that was a thong, but we were sitting there like, so it's your turn. I said, man, did you hear what oh snap. Oh, Lord have mercy. So all the men paused. Just like they had that song, The Men All Pause. Well, yeah, we paused that night. Oh, yeah, we paused. So she was up there in the kitchen, bending over, getting something out the refrigerator. Just, I don't know what song she was singing. I can't remember the song, but we kind of remember what she got on. She just turned it back. Even the husband, the husband was even staring. Now, Spicy, he had no right to stare. The rest of us, we can stare, but he had no right to stare. So
wait. You saying that he had no right to stare, but y'all had the right. But
hell yeah, I wasn't with nobody. The rest of the guys, we were single. So I'm like, look, if you walk in front of me with some thorns on and you got whatever that was she had on, yeah, we gonna probably stare. But yeah, we were staring. Yeah, when I said she put the game on pause, oh yeah, she put that game on pause. For real, for real. Now, unfortunately, it got a little nasty that night because guess who walked in? The wife walked in. And when I said that look on her face, it looks and kill her sister be dead. Because see, the sister what made the wife mad because the husband was sitting there with the can of beer in his hand, just sitting there like, now she look at that. Now woo, Lord, she knows better than doing that. She knows better. Okay, she knows better. Why you still looking? I can look. Yeah, that's right. I can look. So what happened was they got into a fight. The two sisters got into a fight. And some more clothes came off.
And let me guess. All y'all was staring.
Well, yeah, I ain't going. Hey, it ain't my job to interfere. I'm not gonna touch that man's wife. and another thing is, I'm not gonna touch the sister. So yeah, that's all we did. We just sat there and we just kept on smacking like, well, that popped out. Oh Lord, that popped out too. Oh, I wasn't expecting that to pop out. So they was on the floor rolling back and forth. He was on the floor. We don't going back and forth. And at the same time, he was saying, "Do something. Just don't stand there and look. Help me out." Oh. So we got up on it. I said, "I'll get in there. Let me grab the sister." Yeah, girl, come here. Come on now. Stop. Don't stop. Stop it. Something like that to that effect. But anyway, make a long story short, the sister had to go. She was crying. What I'm gonna do? My sister threw me out. And but the thing is, she crossed the line because that's one of the things the sister that was married told her, look, I don't mind you staying here, but you can't walk around here halfway butt naked in front of my husband. He's a man. Even though, he's a man, he's gonna look. And she just made her point because he was looking spicy. Now me, yeah, I would have turned my head and I would have said something, but see, he was looking. I think he was looking harder than us. But see, that's why maybe that first video saw, maybe that's why that sister didn't want her there, because maybe that's something that she do. You see what I'm saying? That's something that she might. Now, y'all remember that movie Friday when Craig went to stay with his uncle Leroy, Elroy, and you know what, Elroy, he laid the ground rules down. He says, don't, you can do what you want to do. I'm the king around here, but keep your hands out my sugar bowl. In other words, he's saying, see my lady, hands off. Don't let me catch you, with your hands on my lady, but you can do everything else in this house, but don't do that. And sometimes people, they cross that line. You change. That's just like me going to my sister's house or my brother's house, what have you, and I would like to walk around and breathe and have my stuff swinging back and forth. You can't do that in other people's house. You got to follow their rules. They said don't walk around like that. Dress a certain way.
But see, I think even in Miss Clovis, I see your comment. I'm gonna address it just a minute. My thing is, I feel like it's a disrespect, and I shouldn't have to address it. If you know that I have a dude, common sense is do not come showing your breasts or your behind in front of somebody else's guy. Even just me, even in front of parents, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. And I think that's what they just too comfortable in their skin. They feel like, oh, I'm the sister, I'm the brother, I ain't got to do that.
Well, yeah, because that's how she felt. She felt like, shoot, this is my sister. I've been knowing her husband for some time. I'm family. So what's wrong with me walking around the house? It ain't like I'm butt naked, even though it seems like I'm naked, but I'm not really naked. But you damn well close to it. But yes, Spicy, you got to respect that though. If your sister or whatever vice versa is married to a person, and it's like if your brother, you can't go around there. He's married to his wife. You can't walk around there with your shirt off and your damn underwears with your stuff swinging back and forth. You just can't do that. You see, same thing with sisters. You can't be walking in your sister's house with her husband, with your tata swinging all over the place and your booty jingling. Because that's a man. He gonna still look. He might pretend he don't like it, but he gonna look. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's why. That's why some sisters don't want the other sisters to stay there. Just because of that reason right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's the boundary that she crossed. And see, that's a lot of the siblings' problems, even family, period. Because I know Miss Clovis, she had just said, she says, what if you don't have any sisters or brothers at all? Well, you do have cousins, you have aunties, you have parents that feel like they can cross the boundaries. They feel like because you're a family, they can do what they want. Because they think they're family, they can treat you the way they want to. They don't respect boundaries. And then when you put your foot down to those boundaries, then they want to get all in their feelings. Like, they feel like they don't have to respect you. And that's the wrong answer, you know. So that is a boundary to cross. You know, if you don't have siblings, you didn't have to grow up with the problems that we grew up with. That's the thing about it. Now, Kanisha, you seen in a video where she was saying about her setting boundaries for her sister, but her sister broke those boundaries. She feels like the boundaries didn't apply to her. What is your opinion when you seen what she said? Are you muted?
Yep.
It doesn't show she's muted.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So I feel like that wasn't her first time breaking them boundaries. At a certain age, at a certain time, those boundaries have been tested, and her sister was able to run over them, and she can keep doing it. It's true. You show people how to treat you, and for her to continuously break that boundary, she had no fear of no consequence of breaking that boundary.
Valid point. And that goes back to say that maybe they now, you know, whether she was the baby of the family or she wasn't the baby of the family, she was comfortable because they allowed it to go on so long. And now that you're setting boundaries, she's just like, whatever. They don't take it seriously because they got away with it for so long to where you allowed her to do this.
Then you looked at like something wrong with you, like you did something wrong. What is wrong with you? Why can't I do this? I've been doing X, Y, and Z. Now you on a trip now, and then it becomes a point that you did thing when it's the other person who needs to take accountability. This is my boundaries. This is when I'm setting it, regardless to when I said it. I'm saying it now, and that's what it's gonna stand for.
Exactly. I agree.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Most definitely.
Now, you know, and see, that goes back to saying, like, this is my house. You have to respect the rules of my house. Family, sometimes, you know, especially, you know, like we said, we talking on sisters, we talk on brothers, you know, but in general, family could get to that comfort zone to their way. They feel like, yeah, you can have those rules for them, but that doesn't apply to me. But like she said, it's up to us to stop it. And if it costs us our friends, our relationship, then so be it. Because I'm big about protecting my peace. Even if I lay the rules, that's what's going to be. And if you don't break the rules, I'm going to cut it off.
Now, Spicy, you said earlier, if you didn't, you know, if you don't, like some people don't have family at all. They friends or they family. They've been knowing these people for over 20 years or more. And they so close. They just like family, and even if a friend goes stay with somebody, they feel the same way about when it comes to these boundaries and everything. Because some of these friends make boundaries for them. Say, okay, this is what I expect. This is what I don't expect. But as being close friends, you like, but shoot, we've been friends for so long, and you just overlook them. A lot of people overlook them.
Right. And see, that's the thing. Now, you know, my thing is, okay, say the tables were reversed. Now, say if the two sisters live together and then your dude or your girl don't have nowhere to go. What is your opinion about that? And how would you handle it? Because, I mean, it's hard to tell the one you love, both of them you love, but you got to make a decision. Kanisha.
That's gonna be a conversation to be had, because if I'm in a relationship with somebody and that person may need a place to stay, again, another boundary will be set though. You won't be staying up in here in those 6-7 months. If that's the case, then me and you need to talk about getting our own place. This is gonna be temporary. You're not gonna be staying here with me and my sibling for months and months to go. But I hate to sound like this, and this may sound off the wall, but yeah, I'm gonna have my man come stay with me, because I can't do with my sister what I can do with my man. He need a place to stay. Yeah, he coming over here.
Damn.
That's different relationship. So what is your opinion about it? Because, you know, like I said already, you got brothers. So, you know, you staying with your woman. It's serious. Y'all been living together for a while. But then your brother come knocking on your door, just like old girl knocked on her sister's door. And he said, I need somewhere to stay.
I would let him stay. And, you know, I would talk to, you know, my woman about it and say, hey, you know, that's my brother, you know, you need a place to stay. or what have you. And I'll talk to her and then tell her, hey, yo, dude, yeah, it's okay. But it'll be, this is what you expect. This is what you can do. Now, maybe I'm different, Spice, because I tell people, but I'm like, well, what you got? I like this. I do make this rule. If anybody gonna be goosing up in here, it's gonna be me. Understand? Me. That's the only person gonna be clapping cheeks up on this mouth. Like, hey, but see, you gotta put that down. You gotta let them know. You know what I'm saying? You say, hey, now y'all want to go here, you short here, get some money to get a room or shit, but that's one of the boundaries, that's my father put that in me. My father used to say that same thing. I remember as a kid, and so, I was like, God damn, I think I was 6. And my father, it was so long, I had that memory, and my father made that rule with one of his close friends. And my father told her, hey, ain't nobody gonna be in this house doing the do but me, dog. And if I find you my boy, but if you sneak some woman up in this mug, because I have a wife, I have kids, and y'all here doing the do, or you getting tossed out. You getting tossed the F out and everything. But yeah, I couldn't. I guess I'm just too soft-hearted. I just couldn't see myself shutting the door on somebody, a family member, especially somebody I know. But we will sit at the table. And we will make, rules and stuff. Like I said, you're a grown person. If you know me well enough, you already know what I expect and what I don't expect. My pet peeve is, hey, clean up after yourself. Don't have. I ain't your maid, god dang it. I'm doing you a favor. Pick behind yourself. Do this, do that. And other than that, I don't even mind if you have a friend that come over, as long as that friend is respectful and everything and stuff, because you grown, they grown. But, I'm real easy. I can't speak for everybody else, because everybody's different when it comes to family and friends staying with them to a certain time. Some people give you 3 months, some people give you 6 months. I can give you 6 months to a year because I have done it before with somebody. So, my job is to help you to get yourself together so you can get out. And as soon as you get out, I can start walking in my house but naked again. Yeah, so that's how they go. Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, I said it. To me, it is kind of hard because, for one, I'm the type of person, I do like my space. I do like my privacy, and it's like the lady said in the video, about her sister going back and telling the family her business or talking. That's one thing I got a pet peeve about, is that I don't like everybody my business unless I invite you in.
That's me too.
And I'm the type of person, if you don't want the 2 things. If you tell me something, it stays there.
That's right.
It don't go outside of there. But if you're going to go tell something and you're going to lie about it, I'm going to tell it all.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just the type of person to where, even with family, what I do in my life, who I'm with, and how I do it, how much I make, and what is there, that is my business. And if I want other people in the family to know, that's for me to go tell them, not for you to go tell them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, I don't know if y'all ever experienced that before, but I mean, I struggled with that for years, to where, one person to where I had to just stop talking to, certain people in the family, because it's like, okay, I can't tell you certain things because your mouth is like diarrhea.
Ooh,
it doesn't, you don't understand and respect the boundaries that what we discussed. It was just us there. Did I invite that person in? So we having a conversation right here. It should stay right here. If I wanted them to know I was with somebody, I would have told them myself. If I wanted them to know that I made this type of money, I would have told them myself. But you have people, okay, China, thank you for tuning in. Hope you feel better. But it's like, you do have that family. They feel like, to me, it's like this. They rather go put dirt on your name than to tell their dirt, because the mere fact is, to make themselves feel better and look better, they want to make you the spotlight of the bad trash.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so that's why they do it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, you go on my page, like I said, everybody know. You don't know nothing about my business, period. I don't believe in doing that stuff, even with friendships, even with, family. I just don't do that. I don't believe in it, because to me, it's nobody's business. At the end of the day, even being a businesswoman in the community, and I've had family try to destroy my character. I have family now slandering my name. just to make themselves look better or justify what they're doing. But my daddy know better. But that's not the boundary. Just saying. But my thing is that we got to learn where our place is, well, especially when you're grown.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I'm 55 years old doesn't mean that in your mentality, I'm still at that 12-year-old spot to where you can feel like you could just run over me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to break right quick. We're gonna see what this young man got to say, and then we'll be right back. And two,
y'all.
Raise your hands. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Wishing you Happy New Year.
Listen to me and listen carefully. Just because they are family does not mean you have to tolerate their disrespect. Mom, sibling, cousin, uncle, auntie, grandparents, it does not matter. A lot of family think they can talk to you any kind of way without repercussions or consequences. That is literally the definition of taking advantage of someone. But this is where boundaries come in. A lot of family don't believe other family members should have boundaries. In the moment you put up a wall, a boundary wall, they mad at you.
All right. Make sure y'all tune in next Friday as the Grown Man Talking Incorporated comes live to your screen. Non-bystander assault. How is a man to handle a situation when he's in public and a woman he don't even know assaults him? See what the men have to say next Friday. Set your notifications. Also, next Saturday, we have Family Game Day. Hey, lots of fun. You know, if you've been here on and off, every time we had this game, you know, we have a lot of fun and good conversation. So tune in live. And if you're a poet and you know it, hey, get before your camera, videotape yourself, whether you're reading it off your phone, off the paper, or even spitting it from the head. Send over that video. You never know. You might be 2026 Powerful Poet of the Year, and you see the trophy right at the bottom. Beautiful trophy being made, all glass, heavy as, oh my goodness, it's heavy. So make sure that y'all get those videos over. The judges are waiting on you. There's 4 judges, and I do not judge. Tell you, they got headaches over there. I can't do it.
Big headaches. Yeah.
Yes. Now, Kanisha, what is your opinion about what this young man just said?
Well, family they let's put it like this. With my family, a lot of us mind each other's business, and then when we get in someone else's business, it's a spectacle. It's a show. It's not that they really care what's going on or anything like that. It's done for show, basically to say, hey, when Kanisha was going through this, it was me who came in and I said this and I put this straight. It's a show. And then they go back into their little hole and don't bother about the real struggles that I'm going through. It's just a show. So sometimes it's not sincere. And I think that's a lot of the reason why we stay out of each other's business. Setting boundaries. Our boundaries is staying out of each other's business. I've honestly don't experience a lot of what that person was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Must be nice. I wish I had that. I wish I had that. Hey, Dwight, what was your opinion about the video when the young man spoke?
I agree with the young man. Now, my family.
Hold that thought. We got a caller coming in.
Uh-oh.
The Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. Caller, you on live.
Hey, I was just calling calling to check in and chop it up with y'all about this sibling.
Mm-mm. Well.
When it comes to boundaries, I do believe that sometimes that some brothers and sisters, they don't have boundaries, but at the same time, I can't speak for nobody else, but I know for a fact that when it comes to me and my brothers and sisters, we all have boundaries. We know what to do and what not to do. We have a tendency to sometimes step over those boundaries. I have one brother who is a habitual line crosser, but at the
Damn.
same time, when it comes down to it, we all do respect each other, and me and my brothers, we've had several fun times together, so, but at the same time, we do respect each other, and if you don't respect each other, you will start to have these rips and tears inside of the family, and when your brothers and sisters need you, they won't be there for you.
Exactly.
Because that's the first thing that's gonna come to their mind is, well, remember when you did this, that, and that, and now all of a sudden now you need my help. Now you wanna act like you love me. No, I can't do nothing for you. So a lot of times that seems to be one of the effects of when you cross those lines, when you don't respect those boundaries. So I would say to anybody out there, if at all costs, respect your brothers and sisters' boundaries, And then when the last caller was talking about, I mean, not the last caller, I'm sorry, about the family members, that's kind of like how me and my family talk. We talk to each other that way. That's just normal. So, I mean, if you're getting your feelings, that's when they're going to get mad. So, I will say, that's probably different from family to family, but, it may be somebody on the outside, it may seem disrespectful, but to us, it's just normal.
Yeah. And he's right. From family to family, every family is different.
He's right.
Oh yeah, every family is different, So you just have to know how people are. If you know that somebody can't take you talking to them that way, don't do it.
Exactly. This is all about respect.
Yeah, because if somebody is being disrespectful to you, you would you gonna feel some type of way. So do unto others as you would have them to do unto you.
Yeah, because you got to also look at too when you crossing boundaries, especially when you're in that person's house. When you are crossing boundary with it as a family member or in the family, no matter who it is, and you're being disrespectful, you can cause that person to push away from you. And then their emotions about you could change. And it's just the fact when you crossing boundaries, you got to be careful because you got to look at, if you cross boundaries, then when it happened to you, you can't get mad.
And that's the thing. A lot of times, a lot of people who are habitual line crossers, when their lines are crossed, they want to get attitudes and get in their feelings. It's like you can have it. What's the old saying? You can dish it, but you can't take it.
Exactly.
So
and some are like that. Some of them they love to dish it, but when it come back to them, they get deep in their emotion. They feel like you're wrong, and all kinds of names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. That's why you have to be respectful of other people's boundaries. If you know for a fact, just throwing it out there. If you know for a fact, your brother, when you come in the house, your brother don't want you in his room. Simple things like that. Don't go in my room, especially if I'm not here, if I don't invite you in. But every time he come home, you laying up in his bed or you in the room playing on his game. You and your brother gonna end up fighting.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that I ever did that before. I've done that before. But so, and next thing you know, mama, and all mama gonna say is he told you not to do it.
That's all she can say. You was warned.
Exactly. So just be respectful of other people's space. That's all I can say.
Exactly.
And I'll let y'all continue with the show. But I just wanted to call in and give my little 2 cents.
Well, it's more than 2 cents, but thank you for calling.
That was $1.
That was $1.50.
Yeah.
Thank you, caller. And Dwight, what was your opinion about the video with the young man? What the video was?
I agree with the young man. I mean, my family, you know, we are very respectful to each other. So I can't, you know, speak on other people's household. Well, I can because some of my friends' household I can speak of because I was there and live in action. A particular friend of mine in San Antonio. Hey, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he's still married. He's still happily married. The person that came to stay with them was the mother-in-law. Ooh, Lord, y'all, I'm telling you, when this woman came to the stay with them, he already called and told me, he said, Dwight, I'm gonna need your help. I said, what's going on? My wife, mother-in-law come to stay with her. You know how I feel about that woman. I said, oh, I'm gonna pray for you, brother. Oh, I'm gonna pray because I know how she is. And this woman loves the gospel. She likes to go in the house. Wherever she hears what's going on around the house, she calls up her friends. You know, and that's they're very private. And you coming in there talking stuff you hear in the house, calling your friends, say, oh girl, they got this going on, they got that going on. Then not only that, you talking about the skin slapping in the middle of the night. Girl, they be up I'll be trying to sleep. They all I hear is, oh yeah, baby, yeah. I mean, how you go around there telling people what your daughter and your son-in-law is doing behind the closed door?
Oh my God, I can relate to that.
Yeah, talking about how he moaned and how she and they keep me up all night. They be up and then they do it again and they do it again. I'm like, damn, boy, she telling your business. She telling all my business. I mean, then she tell business about other things in the house. And that's just something you don't do. One thing you don't do, you don't go around telling people what goes on in that house. Whatever goes on in that house, it stays between the family and those four walls. You don't go out there telling everybody what your daughter's doing which is your son-in-law, and whatever else they got going on in the house. That's their business. They might not want their business out like that. And that was one of the things that she do. She loves to talk. She talks too damn much. That's probably why her husband left her. But I'm gonna leave that alone. But I can definitely understand what that guy says. And I thank God I ain't had to experience no stuff like that because, like I said, it's nerve-wracking. You know, when you're trying to help people and they cross those boundaries. And one of the pet peeves, like you said, especially your privacy. Because what I do stays with me and the four walls and God. Ain't got nothing else to do with nobody else. But yeah, I can definitely understand what he was going through. And what he was expected to go through when she came to their house.
Yeah, I can too. Because, you know, like I said, it's like, you know, when they telling you you're going outside your house, like, even if you pop up, because I ain't gonna lie, I had a situation where I was with this guy, which was my baby's dad, for, you know, it was like 3 years. And then I didn't know, because they have a habit of just popping up.
Yeah.
So I didn't know my mom and dad was going to pop up. So when they pop up and she ended up leaving, she running outside out loud telling my dad, oh, they in there having sex. Like, are you serious?
Y'all were goose and spicy?
I'm sorry. Even as a female, as daughters, I know Kanisha can relate, but as a daughter, there's certain things we don't want our dad to know.
Man, that's messed up. My daughter named Goose. What?
Oh, but it's none of his business. And I didn't ask you to pop up, you know. But I feel like, you know, when you're grown, there should still be boundaries. And I think this is what, you know, some family members have problems with, you know, detaching from, that you're not that little kid no more.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. You're grown, you have your own life, you have your own family, you have your own business. And, you know, just like with my children, when people ask me, I don't know. I don't get in their business like that.
You know what?
They're 20 and 26. That's their business. I don't get any business. If they come talk to me about something, it stays right there. And they know they can come talk to me about anything. And when they do come, I'm not on the phone like, girl, guess what? You know, no, then I'm teaching my son, I'm disrespecting his boundaries.
Yeah, that's like my daughter. My daughter stays with me. And you ask Shasha about something about me, she like, I don't know Jack. And it ain't my business. I still,
Now, just in case they watching, I know they first gonna say, "Oh, mama lying." No, I'm not lying. But when you piss me off, I got people to vent to. So let's get that right.
Woo!
They quick to do that. Oh, she lied. You know how kids are. Like, no, I have my people I need to vent to. Just like you go talk to somebody, I need somebody to talk to.
That's right. Sure, you got that
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's just, you know, dealing with family. It's just sometimes, like me and also say, sometimes family isn't family. Sometimes family is just relatives, because there's a difference between relatives and family.
That's right.
And my thing is that if I can respect your house, respect mine.
Exactly.
And to me, that's what the boundaries is all about, is respect. But when you don't have respect or possess respect for a person, then that doesn't look good on you at all.
No, it doesn't. I don't want to say how they even sleep good at night being in somebody else's business. If these people open the doors to you and you just all in their business and crossing
My
boundaries.
thing is, if you go instead of say you want something to talk about your business.
That part. Talk about how you got.
Now I'm pretty sure your closet is more filled up with bones than mine.
Yeah, but they can talk about, well, how you get here? Why you stand over there with them? What happened? That's what you should be talking about. How you got here in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah. Talk about my business, goddamn. Talk about that.
You don't want nobody talking about your business. Don't talk about nobody else's business.
Exactly.
It falls under the treat people how you want to be treated.
Exactly. But you got those, and it makes me wonder, okay, is this a mental problem? They can talk about yours, but you better talk about theirs.
Yeah.
Like, where they do that at?
I don't get that. I think they got some kind of mental problem, because they run around talking about your business and everything, and but they don't want to put their business out there, how they got to where they are. So but I don't care what you talk about. Just leave me out of it and leave my privacy out. Just leave me out of it.
Yeah, because like when things come back to me and I'm hearing my name, I'm like, y'all didn't have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
I know I'm not that important.
And 9 times out of 10, the accuracy of the information is
false.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's false, misconstrued, or either twisted, or something is added to it.
Yep.
And then, like, when they do tell something, they don't tell the full thing of it.
Oh,
because they don't want to take accountability. They don't want to be looking at. They don't want nobody to go. But you know what? If you wouldn't have did that, she wouldn't have responded like that.
Not only that, if I'm venting to somebody about my relationship, I'm never 100% telling you all my business.
Oh, I'm not telling you all the details, because I'm not, especially a friend that I call sister, because baby, I don't want you to wonder.
Yeah. That part.
Especially when it's real good. Nah, I ain't giving you no visionary.
Man, boy, shut the door.
Yeah, or they add something. Yeah, they do. And family do add things, because they like to hyping it up.
They sure do.
Try to tear your character down. And like, a lot of people have been following me for years, and it's like, they know what my image is in the community. They know that what I represent. And it's like, it just take that one family member to go there and say, oh, y'all really don't know her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, you don't know me.
That part.
You got to watch when those keywords I say. I look at a person sideways when you say you really don't know that person. Because in my perspective is you can never know a person, but if you never formed a bond with me or really personally got to know me, you do not know me. Yeah. Especially because that's why I tell people sometimes, you know what? You can see a painting on the wall. You hearing all this talk. They ask me, well, why you don't respond? Because people know. I didn't have family members put me on Facebook, try to destroy my character. It didn't work. God is good. But you can have a painting on the back wall with just the outline. But every time you put color to it, it kept running off. Why does it keep running off?
Now, see, Spice, that's what I want to add.
Because it doesn't stick. That's not for that painting. Meaning that whatever you say about me, I ain't got to justify nothing, because that is not my character. People that know me, they know the character I possess.
Let me ask you this.
Because it comes from a parent or a child doesn't mean it's true. And we got to be careful what we listen to. Yes, we need to listen to the children. We do. Because some of them are truly crying out for help. But you got to also be careful the ones that are manipulators.
Oh, yeah. Especially those.
Because you have those ones that are sit here and feed to get on the sympathy side. And what they're saying about that adult is not true.
You know, coming up, I have a cousin that's 2 years younger than me, and because her father was strict, she couldn't go to dances. She had to come straight home from school, like he was.
Ooh.
And my mom was like, "Enjoy your teenage years. I can go to dances. I can go to football games." So it was the perception because I was out and about that I was a fast heel, that I was out here talking to all these boys and I was doing all this and another, and I was the bad child. And because my cousin was strict, my uncle was strict on her, she was the good child. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, it was me being the good child. She was the one behind the what you call it, the little thing in the backyard
She was
that you
goosing.
store the lawnmowers and stuff.
Yeah, she was
She
The
goosing.
shed.
Yeah, she was goosing behind there
Yeah,
and
she was
running away
goosing.
from
Yeah,
home and
yeah.
doing all kind of stuff. But the perception was because I was free and I had an open relationship with my mom
Yeah.
that was gonna open me up to all these things. While meanwhile, like I said back in the ranch, she was out here wilding.
Wow.
They misconstrued the wrong person. And Mr. Lee Jones says some people just thrive on toxic behavior
Yeah, that's true.
and
I
have to
agree.
talk about others to make themselves look good.
Yeah, I agree 100% what he
Yes,
just said.
yes.
He's right. He's right. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
I made a
That-
video on TikTok about that because the first thing somebody want to holler is, "Oh, I got haters. I got haters. I got haters. They're just hating on me."
you know what? I
No,
just thought of that word.
maybe you did something and they have a valid reason not to like you.
That part, yeah.
And then some people can read other people pretty good. You
Yeah,
know,
Hmm.
just like say, I'm not saying we should all be into zodiacs, but just like they say about the Scorpio, we're very observant people. Only because we sit quiet don't mean we absorbing what you're saying or you're right.
Hmm.
But what it does, we observe the situation. We observe your character. We observe your stance. And things you don't see, you think we don't see, we actually see you. You're not fooling us. So you got those people there. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to break, this last break, and we're gonna talk about when the boundaries are crossed, when it comes down to sisters and brothers and the friends. Right after
Uh-oh.
this.
What about you?
Toxic sister will hate all of your friendships because people love your energy and avoid hers, in hopes of finding personal information about you just so she can go back to your narcissistic mom and gossip about you. And when she can't stand seeing you supported, she'll try to sabotage it by trying to steal your friends and spread lies about you. But here's the truth. Her jealousy has nothing to do with your friendships, everything to do with her emptiness. That's why she stays locked in the same cycle as your narcissistic mom. A toxic sister will hate all of your friendships because people love your energy and avoid hers, in hopes of finding personal information about you just so she can go back to your narcissistic mom and gossip about you. And when she can't stand seeing you supported, she'll try to sabotage it by trying to steal your friends and spread lies about you. But here's the truth. Her jealousy has nothing to do with your friendships, everything to do with her emptiness. That's why she stays locked in the same cycle as your narcissistic mom.
All right. We want to say thank you to everyone over there on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Rumble for tuning in live with us. We really appreciate it. I see y'all. Now make sure you tune in next Friday as the Grown Man Talking Incorporated comes live to your screen. Non-bystander assault. How does a man handle it when a woman that he don't even know comes up and assaults him physically? Tune in live to see what the men got to say about that. Also next Saturday, hey, we finna have some family fun. Come join in with us with a family game night. We're gonna have some good conversation and some laughter. I'm telling you, every time we do, it's always fun and memorable. Also, if you're a poet and you know it, hey, it's that time. Let's go, let's go. We got the 2026 poetry contest going on. If you have something in mind that you want to spit to share with the world, because we put this together in poetry to expose to the world the gifts that we possess that's been hidden for so long that people didn't appreciate at first, that now are coming through and appreciating the talent that we possess in a poetic style, which is also a sweet melody. So, hey, if you want to enter the contest, we have no losers. All are winners. We just have a chosen ones. There's more than just one category. We also have the children's category. So if you have a child, please contact us, send over their video, and they will enter the contest as well. Thank you so much.
Well. Shut the door, shut the door.
This ain't gonna stay up. But she to me, what she spoke of kind of relate. I had a situation with that, but I'm gonna get y'all insight first. You know, hearing what she's saying about friendships. You know, when you have that sibling, and to me, it's crossing boundaries, because I feel like if you have that person feel it's friendship with somebody, whether it's ended or not, that's something that was for you. It's not something that somebody else should step over, your siblings should step over in boundaries. So seeing what she's saying in that video, Kanisha, what are your thoughts on that there?
I agree with a lot that she said. Friendships and siblings, like for me, most of my friends are my siblings, if that makes sense. I have my younger brother and my family. Like I said, we're not very close. We stay out of each other's business. I consider most of my friends more family than, like you said earlier, I have relatives and I have family. My friends are my family. But I have had relatives and other people that would in turn try to change my character or talk my character down. Not because of something that was factual, it was assumptions, something they wanted to bring down and whisper in other people's ear, this how she is and this is what she does. And then when the person actually sees me and see that that's not true, now they're mad because that person sees that they were lying. So, I mean, it's the boundaries of, like you said earlier, keeping your people's business, whether it be a relative or a family, is not to be shared to nobody else. It's just not.
I agree. And Dwight?
Yeah, I agree. It's a trip because you do have some family members. I had a family member like that used to just was jealous and try to say things to make it seem I was not the person I am, and it came from more than one person. It was just jealous, and I'm like, it kind of hurted me because I'm like, wow, I can't believe that they would do that. I mean, I speak highly of this person, and this person would just go around saying stuff like that, and you know, and it's just sad that you just as your blood, somebody that just share the same bloodline would do some stuff like that. So I agree with the young lady, and it can make you feel a certain kind of way. You know, it can do damage and everything and stuff like that. So yeah, like what's that old saying? All skin folks ain't kin folks. I believe that's how they say.
Yes, and I could agree. And when I say I can relate, I know if she watched, she probably go. I'm not gonna say the names, but like I said, she did come back and apologize. She was big enough a woman, but I had a situation where I thought somebody was a good friend of mine. I thought we were sisters. Long story short, people was feeding me, telling me that there was some bad mouth talking behind my back, but I didn't want to believe it because Kanisha said, when you see them as sisters, you don't see them crossing that boundary, or doing you wrong. But to find out that they was telling the truth, but behind my back at the time, me and the sibling wasn't getting along. We was having a little sibling rivalry or whatever. And the associate, because I ain't gonna say she was a friend, because a true friend wouldn't do that. Behind my back, got with her, knowing that we was in rivalry at the time, and more or less stabbed me in the back.
Woo, man.
And they end up becoming close friends. Well, my sibling tried to say that, well, we connected because of the things I do. To me, that's not a connection. That's a manipulation.
Yeah.
And, she, like I said, she was woman enough to come back. We talked about it. And, she did apologize. She said, she didn't see it like that at first. But now that, she's grown a lot. And, she said, I see what you're saying. She was saying, she thought it was a trigger. It's not a trigger. It's just about the loyalty and the respect. Especially, me personally, even if me and my sibling not get along, there's boundaries I'm not going to cross.
Right.
Especially if I know it's going to cause hard feelings. And when you say hard feelings, this person supposed to be afraid to accuse me of something I didn't even do. And, it's just a long story, but my thing is like, it's not good when you supposed to be siblings to even try to retrieve the friend, the so-called friend that your other sibling have.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a good thing to do, but it doesn't. To me, it's a crossing of boundary, because the friendship, whether it's diminished or not, that was something that was theirs. You had something that was yours. So when you talk about sibling and friendship, that should not even come into play at all. If you ask for advice, that's one thing. If you ask for assistance, that's one thing. But you don't connect with that person, because at that point, it doesn't look good at all. Because it looked like, okay, all that you done to this girl, all that you false accused her of, because like I said, I've been false accused of a lot of things. But this here was the cut to take, especially when they went and told my mom and my dad and my kids, like, are you serious? And it got to the point to where I had to address the actual person that supposedly told her that this situation happened, and it didn't.
Yeah.
But that's why I said they should be boundaries within. It's not just in relationships with a spouse or someone you love. It should be also with family and siblings, because when you're no longer children, you grow to be an adult. And when you become adult, those boundaries change from when you're a child, because like they said, when you become an adult, you put those childish things away.
All right.
No, Becky, you can't join, but you can call in if you have a question or comment.
My thing is, why would I want to befriend someone who feels so comfortable to talk noise about my sibling to me? Like, if they'll do that to my sibling, what I think that person gonna do to me?
I always said that. I don't look at the person, and I think we talked about this before, Kanisha. It's like, I'm not looking at the person you're talking about. I'm looking at you, because if you quick to talk about that person like that, I can imagine what you say about me.
What you gonna say about me?
Right. Yep. That's true.
Oh, Becky, I'm so sorry. But thank you for tuning in all the way from Italy, everyone.
All right. Hey.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You're more than welcome to comment, but I'm so sorry you couldn't call in.
Man.
Oh, that brings so much joy when they say, "Oh, for Brazil."
Man.
But yeah, I just feel like if you have a friend, your sibling have a friendship, don't touch it. Even if they're enemies now, don't touch it. To me, that it shouldn't be an explanation for it. That's a boundary. That's just the respect.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. That's just why I couldn't understand. Like, okay, if my sister dated with a guy, why? Only because they broke up. Why would I go date him?
All right, so you reading my mind. I was gonna say that, Spicy. You was reading my mind. I was definitely gonna say that.
That's crossing boundaries. That's just like with me, when I'm your true friend, and as friendship, to me personally, this is my emotion. I don't cross those boundaries with my friends, even when it comes down to men. Period. Even if I know she has an attraction to him, I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah.
And I have a best friend down in Austin, and we never had to lay that boundary, but we always had that boundary there.
Right.
You know, and she's been more than like a sister to me. You know.
For
Mr.
me, all you
DJ,
gotta do is say is he's cute. Well, that he off the list
He
because I
off
ain't
the
trying to
list.
go through no problems.
like, yeah, girl,
Word.
he nice looking. But even if he comes to me and say, well, I'm not attracted to your sister, I'm attracted to you. No, I sure hate it.
Sorry to hear about that,
And
homeboy.
yeah. But Mr. Jones, he says they always forget that the mirror is two-way image.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Facts.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and you do have to remember that you reap what you sow.
That
A lot of
part.
people don't take that seriously. Because like when you go through things in life, you wonder like, what is going on? Why is all this stuff happening to me? What have I done wrong?
Think
So
about
step in that mirror
it. Think about it.
and think about it, but contemplate on what you've done to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why with me, I don't intentionally do nobody wrong. Because like I said, I go through enough. I'm not trying to have more on me.
I know that's right.
You know, I try to help, I try to understand, but also get it. When you cross that boundary with me, don't think I'm going to be happy-go-lucky. No, you're going to get a reaction because I'm at the point when I repeated myself so much, now I'm upset with you. Now you're causing me to push away because I can't trust you.
Yeah, I would say I retract. Like I done told you, I didn't try to have a conversation with you. I have said it straight out. At this point, if you still not respecting it, then it's time to either fall back or completely leave. I don't need to say nothing and just it's gone. You know how Homer Simpson ducks back into them bushes? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm ducking back into the bushes till you can't see me no more.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, Uncle Hubbard, thank you for tuning in. But,
Thank
you know, me personally, it's like anytime, that's just like I try to explain to people. Anytime, and I had to break this down to family members too. When you feel like you got to talk about me so badly and you feel like I'm that bad of a person, I remove myself from your life.
I know that's right.
Why should I still reside in a place that you think nothing but negativity of me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point of it? Not only is it not healthy for you, but it's not healthy for me either.
I know that's right.
And the other side is, if you can never respect the boundaries that's in us as a grown sister and brother or cousin or daughter, don't get mad when I push away.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, I got to protect my peace.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you're going to upset me every time you disrespect me or you cross that boundary because you're making me feel like you don't have respect for me. And you feel like you just run over me. And that, I mean, it got to the place, even one time, nobody knew where I lived. I moved way across town. Nobody knew where I lived.
Sometimes.
Because you're not respecting boundaries.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you.
That's right, Uncle Hubbard. That's why we stay to ourselves.
That's right. You don't need my address.
Because my kids will tell you, how many people come to my house? They'll tell you, well, we only see about one or two. I'm here. I'm used to being a homebody. I'm used to being a loner. But also, if I know that you possess a character of every time it's something negative, I'm going to not be around you because my thing is that's why I tell people I don't read negative texts.
Yeah.
I won't answer that phone call. Because if I listen to the negativity that you say, I'm feeding my mind and I'm feeding my emotions. And when you allow somebody to feed your emotions and your thoughts, you allow them to control you, which will put a block up in your life and keep you from moving forward. So if you feel like that your family is not respecting the boundaries or even respecting you, you have control.
Yeah.
You have the choice to continue to reside or to cut it off. And only because you cut them off don't mean you don't love them.
That's right.
It means that you got to think what's best for you because you got to look at, just like with me, high blood pressure, anxiety attacks. I have physical disabilities. And anybody that can relate, when you have a back problem, when that person gets stressed and they get upset, those nerves in that muscle start to tense up.
Sure
which
do.
intensifies that pain that you're dealing with in your injuries of your body.
Oh,
So why allow somebody to control that part of your life to where they are causing you more harm to you while they think they having their way?
shoot.
If they don't care enough to protect your peace or be a contributor to your peace, then it's time to take it out to the curb.
Mhm. Cut that cancer.
I will say for a person like me, addressing boundaries sometimes is hard because I don't like conflict. So a lot of times I think if I address my boundaries or set my boundaries or try to have that conversation, it's going to lead to some type of argument or some kind of it's
You
a
don't want
hard
to deal with it.
conversation. But what I'm learning as I'm getting older is sometimes conflict and that hard conversation has to be had. It just has to be had. Because if you don't, the other person is going to continue being happy and doing what they're doing, and then you're taking in that stress, being miserable because they're not respecting your boundaries, but you never got up the courage to have that conversation about your boundaries either. So the
Exactly.
conversation does have to come up.
Yeah,
You
and
have to
I
have
feel
that.
you on that. I really can relate to you because there's been situations to where I'll be like, I don't want to hear this screaming and hollering and playing the victim and making it, try to get themselves to pick, because you do have people that do that to where
Mhm.
they'll start crying and I just can't take it no more. And you're like, you know what? I really don't want to deal with this.
Mm.
But then,
Mhm.
like you said, it has to be dressed so it can be corrected. And a person got to know where you're coming from, even if it leads to you cutting them off permanently.
Yep.
That part. Yep, that part right there.
At least they got to hear what you had to say and how you felt.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do that a lot. I used to I don't want to deal with their mouth. I don't want to deal with that temper. I don't want to deal with all that nonsense.
Mhm. And that's a lot of the
But
reason
at
why I
the
fade
end,
to black.
you're hurting yourself because it never got resolved.
Mhm.
Yep.
And Uncle Hubbard says people don't care about your conflict and boundaries is what they can get out of you. And that's the other thing I was going to address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Boy. Right there. I just thank God. I see. I'm sitting here listening. Because I don't really. Because me, I cut it out at the beginning, like a cancer. You're not gonna stress me out. That's why I'm not stressed now. That's why I don't have that much issues. Too much issues now. I'm not gonna play.
Yeah. And see, when some people say that, some people can sense your heart
Mm-hmm.
in your mind and they feed into that. They know they just give it to you.
Yeah.
They'll play on that sympathy side of you. They know you got a heart for this, or you ain't gonna do this, or you ain't do it because you said it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna continue to do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna get to the place where you're gonna get exhausted, not tired, exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
But you allowed it to get to that point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
have
right.
to cut it off at some point to know if a person is not gonna change, because it don't become a disrespect. After all, it's not disrespect, it's a pattern within them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you cannot change that pattern, that person, if that's their character. The only person that could change that is them.
All right.
You can say what you want, you can yell at blue in the face, but if you start seeing a pattern of the same thing, even though they say, I'm sorry, and then you go back, I'm sorry, then they go back again. Like after a while, that apology don't weigh nothing.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. You gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go. I'm sorry.
Mr. Jones said some people will pretend to be listening ear just to get information they can use later on down the line.
Yeah.
That part. That part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Uncle Hubbard said, but once they go through what you've been through, then they're going to come and tell you, girl, I seen what you. That sounds so familiar.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, I know how you. But see, my thing is, I had to be slapped in the forehead because it was like, now you see what I'm talking, that what I was going through. Everybody thought it was me, but what it was is that it was just so much and so repetitive. I broke.
Yeah.
And that's what they don't understand. And I'm just saying, even, me and my dad would just talk about these kids, especially in the schools. And we talk about where things went wrong, starting with taking prayer out of school.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't know what those teachers are going through outside of that job. And then they got to go to work and deal with your disrespectful child.
Yeah.
And then when that child get up in that teacher's face or even swing the teacher, we did seen the videos on TikTok, Kanisha, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where the teachers then fought them back. They snap. That's even with a parent. Parents get tired of being disrespected nowadays because just like me and my dad had spoke about. And this is still on boundaries because these kids nowadays do not know what boundaries are. No matter what we say, no matter how we raise them, they still don't know their place.
But there's a lot of adults who don't know their place, so that's why these children don't.
They learn it from the kids. Especially another thing you said, prayer. It ain't just prayer. I'm gonna tell you another reason why. Y'all need to bring that pattern back. Let those teachers whip those kids' ass.
But you know what? Sometimes you can blame the parent. Sometimes you can't. Because especially in Kanisha, she's a single parent like I am. When you've been through so much with your kid and you fought and sacrificed so much with your kid. You know what I'm saying? And as mothers, I don't know, I cannot speak for a man. But as mothers, we get exhausted because we're like, I already been through this with them. I'm tired. You know, we know the respect we're owed.
Yeah.
But then when they go through it, Ma, I see what you was talking about, Ma. It's too late. The way you handle your mother, trust me, you got a child. And if you don't have no kids, baby, there is a God. You're going to suffer some way. No matter how you apologize and ask for forgiveness, you still got to pay for the consequences that you laid down before you.
Yeah, reap what you sow. You got to kind of pay that price.
Uncle Hubbard says kids do not know their boundaries and places in life because parents choose not to teach them that, like how we was taught.
Sure, I taught mine.
That's true to a certain extent because I taught mine respect, obedience, and how to uphold the right way. Now, when they get what it also could stem from, they get around the wrong people that let them think that they so grown. And see, that's the other part. They think they so grown that they in the line to where they gonna talk to their parent like they somebody on the street.
Well, you know what, Spicy? I told mine when they grown, my kids, we are close. And I had that talk with them. I said, don't let those friends get you a case. I said, because I'm not the one. See, I don't get me wrong, my kids out there, I love, they know I'm goofy in city, but I don't play.
Exactly.
One thing about me, I don't play. So
Mr. Jones says some kids are forced into the adult roles and gives them a false sense of adulthood. That's true.
Not only that, something I've noticed, because my son is 12 in middle school, a lot of these kids are very overstimulated. Their minds are going 1,000,000 miles an hour. So whatever you trying to get and implement and put in their minds is going in one ear and out the other. I constantly have to tell my child, just because it's mine does not mean it's yours. And that's my lotions. That's my deodorant. When I got ready to start this podcast, I couldn't even find my headphones. Why?
Oh, wow.
Well, but when we brought up, we don't touch mama's perfume and lotion and
Girl,
stuff. You had your own bath soap, your own comb and brush. You don't touch, that's mama's. And it's like,
we didn't even go in her room unless we knocked or we asked permission.
That part right there.
That part. But then when you tell people that, they'll be like, oh, well, it's the parents. The parents, I can't speak for no other parent, but me, myself, I am drilling my child. But it's like a reset button sets when he goes to sleep. And everything I done said the night before, I got to say all over again the next day.
And see, that goes back to where it goes through one ear and out the other. But you got to also step out because I observe a lot of things. Because looking at some of these kids nowadays, like I say, we can't put everything on the parent because you do have parents out here that tried so hard to raise their kids the best way they can.
That's true. I agree. That's true.
But you have these kids that want to act like they so grown, even when they have those numbers that's supposed to be grown. But they feel like they can tell you what to do. They can, even in your own house. They don't have to abide by the rules. They still don't. You can't tell them. They could just walk. You obligated.
Entitled. They feel entitled.
Exactly. Especially when they get connected with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And when they get, like I said, that's an effect because no matter how, when we bring them up to try to keep them around, away from certain amount of crowds, a certain type of atmosphere, and I couldn't understand that. I could not understand that because I was like, okay, the one thing I vowed, because I was born and raised in the hood, that I would not raise my kids in the hood. Okay.
Same.
Thank God I achieved that. But for some reason, the type of kids that came in contact, they still was attracted towards that direction.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not always on a parent. Especially that's why I said it's important, like me and Dwight said before, that the man and the woman work together. Because it's not about y'all emotions towards each other or what happened in the past. It's about that child.
Yeah, because sometimes it takes two, and it can be
Look at
hard.
it. You got your kids trying to fight you in your own home.
Yeah, it can be hard. And let me say this, because I had a friend, she actually cried because the father wouldn't work with her because the son was breaking so much of the things in the house, boundaries and stuff. I had to literally go over there and put him in a hole because he was tearing up there. I mean, it's just not her. I came across a dozen of women, single women, that the fathers was no good, and the boys, and that's why I tell them, when these boys start getting to young men, I mean 12, 13, all that stuff y'all say, but I said, you can't do that to that boy. That boy's getting man strength. You're not gonna be able to handle him like you used to. That boy getting stronger. He gonna start throwing you around the house. You just can't do that. So, but yeah, those little boys, as my father said, when they start smelling themselves, they start smelling themselves. I'm gonna do what I want.
People keep telling them that they grown.
Exactly.
But it's just like me and my dad discussed yesterday. These kids think they grown, but they're not grown. Why you not paying grown bills? Why you not taking care of the grown duties? You come out, you grown, but you're not acting and walking and writing in the same steps of a grown person.
That's right.
And Uncle Hubbard says, but you have a lot of parents wants to be kids' friends before they be parents. And when you get to the hot water, that's when they want to act dumb. Like, my kid didn't do that. My kid didn't do this. But at the end of the day, when they show you that your kids was the one that was doing everything, you looking embarrassed and you don't have anything to say, nothing else to say.
Wow. Damn.
But again, it could be the example I can give.
Wait a minute. Hold that thought. Because I'm leaving that right there. Yes, Mr. Nosos is great. You supposed to have been on here. I would have been glad if you was here. But I still love you.
Sometimes it's in the kids. I have my cousin's child's mother. Now, I know my cousin was not in that boy's life at all, because my cousin was in and out of jail. That woman held it down. She went to school. She got a regular job at a hospital. She ended up opening her own business. Like, she did her very best she could with that boy. And the first time I seen him, he was identical to his father in characteristics, in actions, and everything. And his daddy hadn't been around.
You know what they call?
Sometimes it's in them kids.
Yeah, it's a trait. It's a trait.
And I've said that before. I said, even though no matter who raised that child, even if you take that child from no parents, no matter who raised that child, you got to understand the replica that's in that child is of that mother that's biologically and of that father that's biologically. So sometimes, because see, I sit back and I look at, and I say, now I can see my character there. But then I divorced him, but I look like I'm still living with him.
Yeah.
That's why they say be careful who you have kids with.
At that part. And Spicy, I'm glad. I guess Mr. Matt put that on there, that comment.
Yeah, that's why I said what I did.
But you know what?
This one, I'm glad I'm not on.
That's why I tell people, I said, no matter, and that's a true statement. It doesn't matter how much you raise, and you can have both parents in the house. If that kid have a certain traits from the biological parents, they're gonna probably act just like those crazy parents. That's just being real. That's just being real with it right there. They're gonna probably act just like those.
What up, Mac?
I had no clue I was supposed to be here. I was sleeping and everything. I've been chilling.
Baby,
hey, everybody.
Our discussion hour is all of us.
Got you. Got you now. I got you.
No, this ain't grown women of using vibes.
Got you. See, this is what I confused this with.
Lord have mercy.
Look at here.
He got me.
Look at here, though.
Yeah, say what you gonna wait. No, Kanisha was finna say. Who was that finna
Yeah,
talk?
yes. Say what you got to say.
White.
No, I had completed my statement. I think the white was talking.
Oh no, I completely. I just say what I say. Those kids pick those traits up from those parents. Yeah.
Now go ahead, DJ Mac. We're gonna put you on a big screen.
Oh my God, I didn't ask all this. I'm just saying, right? And listening to y'all to put a little bit sprinkles on it, like the brother said, and the thing. Why do you want to be the kids' friends when that was never the position? That's A. But B is one thing I can't understand, and this is like 90% of women I've met in my life, include my mama. You on blast, mama? I know you probably watching. Why do you reward ignorance?
Come on.
Because if you didn't earn what you would want, like my nephew lost his phone. You talking about almost $1,200 phone? They went and got another one. I'm like, but wait a minute, wait. I've been saying I need somebody to give me a phone for about 2-3 months now. Y'all went and got another $1,200 phone. I ain't even asking for a $200 phone.
Wow.
Oh, these babies out here, they need this, and they see, and the excuses that be made, it just make my stomach turn. Because I say, well, I remember being a child, and I remember needing certain things that I didn't get. But now all of a sudden, these kids come along, they get everything they want, and they don't earn nothing. And I got my brains beat out because I had one dirty dish left in the sink. But we don't want to talk about that. I digress.
Well.
Love it. Now, Uncle Hubbard, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this is a good one. I go to him for good advice. When I go through things in life, this is my uncle. Blood or not, that's my uncle. I love him to death. And he gives great insight when it comes down to things I go through in life, even with my children. He has gave me insight. He's a comedian too, so not being paid, but he's a comedian. He says, if you raise your kids the right way, show him or her the dude that don't the ins and outs, and the crowd that they hang with, you cannot pick and choose the kids' friends for them. They have to learn the hard way. But if you teach your child as a young age right from wrong, it's up to them to follow you in your legacy, to make you stand. Yes, they do say it comes from the genes, but also it comes from the way you raise them. And he says you don't have to live your parents' lifestyle to prove a point. You live the lifestyle that you was taught and raised. And see, that's the one thing that I was saying was that, and it reminds me when he said that, because I think I did share that with him one time, that I had to take my daughter and I was staying in Converse. I put her against the wall. And I said, you have a choice in life. And I said, when you come to that road, the end of that road where there's a fork, I said, it's your choice whether you take the way that I taught you or the way that somebody else is leading you in the wrong path. But it's going to be on you. But as a mother, and he knows, 24/7, as I was at work, I was with my kids. My kids were my life. And the one thing I didn't do was bring different men in front of my kids, because that's the wrong example. So you can see that's a boundary that I had too. But with my kids, I know, just like I had to pray, because with my kids, I know what I taught them. I know how I raised them. But in this time and day, in this generation that's so corrupt, and I was just on the phone with somebody earlier, and I told her, I said, this generation disgusts me. And I've expressed this before. It's disgusting how these children are coming out disrespecting their elders, thinking they know more. And I think I told you this earlier. They think they know more than you. They think they smarter than you. They think they slicker than you. Like you ain't been there and done that or tried that trick of the trade before. 55 don't mean yesterday.
That part.
If I'm teaching you and guiding you in a certain pattern, in a certain way, it's to protect you. But if you get to the standpoint to where you feel like you so grown to where you know more than me, baby, go hit that wall because I already know what's coming. The tears when you could to crying out for mama. And that go for these children watching on here too, because I see them. You want to, when you get in danger, you want to cry out for your parents. Daddy, help me. Daddy, what am I to do? Mama, and I need you. Mama, what can I do? You could have prevented it if you would have listened, instead of acting like you know more than what the parent do. That's just like repercussions. If you disobey the rules of the house, there's always consequences you got to pay. That don't mean that parent crazy, they dumb, or they're wrong. We try to protect y'all in the path because we know what this has turned out to be. That's what one thing my grandmother said before she closed her eyes. She said, this generation is getting worse. And she said, baby, it's going to get so bad, I don't even want to be here.
She wasn't lying.
Now I see what she's talking about. Because even being a single parent, to even tell your child, you got to leave, and he turn around and pull a gun on you and shoot you and take your life? Because you don't want to stand on your own feet and be a man? Because you don't want to follow the rules of the house? Not knowing you ain't paying the bills. The lease is not in your name. So who are you to think you control that household? It's sad.
Yeah.
Now, Mac, let me ask you this, because we had these questions, and I know you got siblings. What were the boundaries like compared to being a child and coming up with your brothers? And I don't know if you got a sister, but yeah, he got a sister.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, females are different. To now being as an adult.
Give me a little bit more on that.
Okay,
like the boundaries as far as what?
Anything, because the first video that we seen, the lady came to the door, to her sister's door, and she said, I had nowhere to go. She said, I need to stay with you. But her sister told her, I got a husband. You can't stay here. And we talking about setting boundaries, but we also talking about how your siblings cross those boundaries. So coming from a child to now, think about on your brother and sister. Was there any boundaries that you had to set? Or was it just automatically just that respect put there?
No, it wasn't no automatic thing. No.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. I wasn't the only one. Thank you.
It wasn't no automatic thing. I'm still setting boundaries now. You know what I'm saying? Because as I grow, I understand that for some, no matter how old you get, no matter how mature you get, no matter how much you change, they still see you as the person they grew up with. And that could be so farthest from the truth. So therefore, you think you just do this at any time, do that, come over when you want to, and things of that nature. No. That's not what we do, because that's not what I do. You know, if I do something, I'm telling you that, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? But I'm with and it's mostly with my baby sisters. They the ones, because they think they supposed to be treated like the babies. And I keep telling them, y'all in y'all 40s. I'm not babying y'all. What are you talking about? No, this is what it is. If I say no, and you want to go back and say, he just acting funny and woo. Okay, well, yeah, I'm acting funny. You're right. I'm acting funny. But as long as you just stay on your side of the bridge and I stay on mine, and everything is cool.
Okay, so for them not respecting boundaries, you say, okay, then we need to depart out of love.
Yeah. I know how to keep my distance. It's them.
Yeah. So Uncle Hubbard also said, he said the life that they're going through now is the life that we all been through. But they tell you this is the young generation. There's nothing like what you've been through. But at the end of the day, they come back to tell you, Mama, you was right. Daddy, you was right. It is hard out there. And it is, and see, especially what's going on the economy today. You think about it. You know, some of them are still paying on cars. You have a car note, you have a rent, you have utilities, you have water, you have repairs, you have the gas is rising,
accessories and everything.
and then if you got children, you got child care.
Yep. Well, not no more. Sorry to say, not no more.
What do you mean?
They cut that off. So if they depended on child care, take them to the daycare, and they ain't gonna be able to do that no more. That's been cut for all states.
Yeah.
So,
And so it comes to a place where they look at us as parents as being the daycare
that part.
with no pay.
Bingo.
So where is the boundaries set? Because you don't understand while you here, you didn't want to respect what was here, which you really had it made. But then when you go outside your parents' house and they hit you, you be like, oh, mama, I can't pay this. Oh, mama, I'm behind on this. Or I'm about to lose this. But you didn't appreciate that when you was here. So why are you calling me now?
And one thing my mama instilled in me a long time ago is you can't stay nowhere for free.
Exactly.
That part. And, you know, and my sons, both of them, you know, they blessed. My oldest son has his own house. It's just him and his house. A big, 3.5 bedroom. Stay up there in Abilene, just him and his dog. My other son, you know, he stayed with his best friend. You know, their roommates and stay in the big, beautiful home. And of course, my daughter, you know, she's a daddy girl. She stays with me. But you teach your kids this as a young age. And you teach and just like my I still call them my sons, they my ex-stepson, but I still call them. I said, for you to stay up here, especially up here in Austin, as a young man, you better at least be making at least $5,000 or more to get you an apartment, to pay your bills, your accessories, all that comes with it. It ain't like back in the days when San Antonio, I remember back in the days, you can get a 3-bedroom apartment for about $400, I believe. A 3-bedroom apartment.
3-bedroom one was back then was paying $600.
Well, the one I said was 400 or something. I said, shit.
Now I'm paying what, almost $1,500.
But see, and up here as a 2-bedroom, you paying about $1,400 plus water, lights. You gotta pay for the. I don't, but my car no, I have the car no, but I pay gas.
So I'm telling you, if I stay with my parents and I ain't gotta pay all these bills, yes, sir. No, sir. What do you need? What do you want me to go get?
That's what I'm saying.
My current situation, I ain't gonna even hold you. Listen, that one income household still nowadays is not working.
It's not.
It takes 2, sometimes 3. I'm telling you.
I was out here trying to find a man to marry just because he had medical insurance at this
I'm
point.
not playing with you. Somebody called the popo.
Oh man, no.
I'm not playing with you.
Damn.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
I ain't mad at you.
Yes, but this has been very enlightening and it's been very fruitful. You know, I hope someone out there that can benefit from this, because at the end of the day, you know, what it goes down to, whether your sister, brother, cousin, mama, daddy, we when we get grown in life, we need to learn how to respect each other, and that's meaning knowing where the boundaries stand. You know, it shouldn't come to the place where you got to cut somebody off because they won't respect boundaries.
Wow.
You know, if you say you love me, you respect me. That's why I say I take that love word very lightly. Very lightly. Because if you love me, then why are you stressing me out? If you love me, why you can't respect me?
People be playing games. They don't even understand what that word means and the concept of it. So I tell people all the time, it's impossible for you to love me the way you say you love me.
Exactly.
You could be very infatuated with me. You can be very whatever, but the love that you talking about,
If I don't feel it, it ain't there.
Yeah, and I ain't felt it with really nobody. So I mean, maybe my kids. Here we go. Maybe my kids. You know what I'm saying? But even then, it's a condition on that. So you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm just being honest with you. A lot of people don't even understand it. I have conversations with people about it, and then when they say, well, I never looked at it like that. Yeah, because nobody ever taught you, or you never thought along them lines. So I get it.
Yes. Yep. So you know, we'll go to Dwight, then Kanisha, and then DJ Mac. For the ones that's walking around, and as you seen earlier, we had somebody tuning in with us from all the way from Italy. Thank you for tuning in with us. And we got a new one today, you know, that came in to check us out. I guess the word is out there on the street about us. That's a good thing. So thank you, Jesus. But you know, just make sure that y'all tune in next Friday as the the Grown Men Talking Incorporated comes back on. You know, this is one I'm very interested to see, because we've seen many cases where, you know, you got women out there and they don't even know this man, and you haul off and just hit him. So let's see how these men will handle this topic here. And then make sure you tune in Saturday for the family game day. So we'll be here, and the post will go up today again for the Powerful Poet contest. We're waiting on those videos to come over. We got one over already, and I'm gonna tell you, she's sweet. She is sweet. Loving it. So we'll see y'all next week. We're gonna go ahead and let Dwight give his nutrition, and then Kanisha, and then DJ Mac.
First of all, I want to say, Nora, if you're out there, happy birthday. You know, I hope you're enjoying yourself. All thing I can say is just, you know, love your family, know your boundaries. I mean, you know, life is short. And I mean, life is short. But like I said, I understand a lot of family members, just because they're blood, they're not really family, because they're skin folks, because there's a certain reason, just like that first video. The sister might be troublesome. She might have been trying to hit on her husband before. We don't know what the story is, because you know, it's kind of hard for me to actually see a family member turn down a family member unless there was something that family member did, stealing or whatever the case may be. Because if you're my family or friend, I just couldn't shut the door on you and have you out in the street unless that you did something that I just can't get over. But just be careful, you know. And the same thing with married couple. I'm divorced. I was married back then for 14 years, and at that time that I was married, my ex-wife had two of her friends came over, and I'm gonna tell you, I saw a lot of skin, panties, and everything. So you know, these people they didn't care about the boundaries, they didn't care about stuff jiggling around. You know, I was like, good Lord have mercy. But just be careful out there, you know, just know your boundaries. That's the most important thing. And that's all I have to say about that.
I would just say be respectful. Like, treat people the way you want to be treated. If you don't want nobody in your business, and you don't want nobody disrespecting your household, your mate, your siblings, anybody, then you shouldn't portray that. Because people are matching energy nowadays as well. But set your boundaries, and stand 10 toes down in your boundaries too. Don't waver on them. Don't flip flop on them, because when you get the flip flopping, they gonna get the flip flopping. Just for 2026, let's just be more respectful of people in the place that they're in, and allow grown folks to be grown folks and mind your business.
Woo!
I am on the tail end of things. So when we're talking about boundaries, I just say, how do you expect to do to someone else what you don't want done to you? And that's the real case of it for me, is that people aren't really paying attention to what they do, because they're doing it out of instant gratification and self-satisfaction. This is what I need. This is what I want. So I'm finna do this right now. And that don't matter if that's sister, mama, brother, cousin. It don't matter who it is. It's a lot of people out here that are so selfish these days that they don't even pay attention to the fact that they're doing something that if the shoe was on the other foot, they would not allow it to happen. So that's my thing. If I say anything, pay attention to what you're doing, man. Because if it's the other way around and you don't want it done to you, then how dare you come to me trying to get me to do it for you?
And all three of them summed it up for me. But what I'm going to say is that when it comes down to it, when someone is disrespecting you or even crossing the boundaries, you got to think what's best for yourself. because just like I explained earlier, high blood pressure, anxiety attacks, if they don't respect and love you enough to not take you to that level, knowing what the end cause can be, then you need to distance yourself from them. It's not your peace is what's more important. You can love from a distance, or either they can respect your boundaries. But at the end of the day, it's about you. Y'all have a blessed week. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next Friday.